Good morning. It is June the 9th, 2017, and time to wrap up this week's worth of trading. The big news last night is Theresa May lost her majority in Parliament. Will she be able to stay on as Prime Minister? If you don't have a vote, if you can't cobble together, can't get another subgroup to come in with you to give you the majority, then her ability to govern and run as Prime Minister is in question and doubt. It'll probably take a while to sort things out. I don't know what this means. The headlines are saying Brexit is in question right now. May's leadership is in question. Will they be able to do what they say? I don't know. It'll take time to figure it out. Fitzroy says UK kicking the shorts. So I don't know what that means, Fitz. You'll have to flesh that out a little bit, okay? So very little news overnight. China's inflation numbers were lower than forecast. Was about it. The Japanese tertiary industrial activity was up. France's industrial production was down. Great Britain's manufacturing and industrial production was down. Great Britain's construction numbers were down. Pound is down. Gold is down. Treasuries are down. And equities are up around the globe outside of Hong Kong. So as far as treasuries go today, we probably will be dependent upon which way the E-mini goes, if the buying continues in the E-mini. We have our customary disclaimer up there. I trust you all have read it by now. And we'll get down to the nitty-gritty. What are we going to do today? Like I said, I don't, one way or the other, I don't feel very strongly about the pound and Great Britain and May's loss in the election. I mean, I don't have an opinion. I just don't know. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But what I can see right here is that the structure is favoring a retest of support and or lower prices. And we have next week is the 3 through 30-year auctions. And the usual case is that for the market to sell on Fridays, sometimes Thursdays when the auction amounts are announced. So we typically see markets down on Friday and Monday, and then up on Tuesday with the 3 or the 2-year auction. And I think that's probably what we're going to look at. So I favor the short side of the market to at least retest the 126.0408 level. Today's news: wholesale trade minus 0.3%. That does not show a strong economy. Baker Hughes rig count last week was 1,015, 916. Both those numbers could be higher, as they have been. You don't turn that off. You plan your wells. You've got the money. They're in. The rigs are there. Oil prices drop. It takes a while for lower oil prices to work its way into the rig count. So my guess is these numbers will be steady to probably a little bit higher. I've got a B that's formed right now. I'd like to sell 15s to 19s. We'll see if we can get it off at those levels. Then 23 to 27. On the buy side, 4 to 8. Let them get stops at least below that level, the 7 level. Then 29s to 01s. Yeah, I'm getting that way too, Chaz. At least we're not after the fact in what we do. We're out there right up front. We lead from the front, not from the rear. Okay, looking at the 30-year, 8 to 12's number 1, 1519 sell 1, 2327 sell 2. I'm leaning short because of next week's auctions and the dynamics that we usually face. 28 to the buck, number 1, buy 21.25, allows them to get stops below that level. And then 9 to 13 will be buy 2. Well, I did 4 rounds last night, and my tongue was down to halfway between my knees and my belly button. The other day when I did 1 round with Coach, my tongue was down to my knees. So I got a little bit better. I am rusty for sure. Pretty easy to hit. So I need to work on that. It'll come back though pretty quickly. Or that's my hope anyway. Okay, gold didn't like what happened in the UK last night. So it's testing support right here, so a little bit lower. London's low is right below 75, so support 75 to 73. And then 71 to 69 for buy 2. So 70, 75 support on the sell side, 78 to 80, sell 1, 84, 86. And again, it's ignorance for sure. I don't know what's going to happen in the UK. I don't know what's going to happen with Brexit. It would just seem to me that the common man and the rest of it, and the chances to be your own country and maintain your own sovereignty favors Brexit, but I don't know if that will happen. My guess is that probably still will, but my guess yesterday was that May would prevail, and so she's 4 seats shy of a majority. The euro sold, so they're not saying that England is coming back into the EU. The pound sold. So things are kind of mixed to my mind, but you know, give Charlie a little bit of time, and eventually I will sort it out. Rome wasn't built in a day, you know. Okay, so the euro is pointed lower, and right here's the London markets. And they don't think the election outcome in England is all that good for the euro, so maybe Brexit is still on. I would guess that it is, but again, 112 came out, and we're knocking on the door 175. So sell 1, 90 to 112. Sell 2, 15 to 25. We are at support right now, so I'm going to put us a little lower. We're going to buy 1 at 11.50, and we'll put a question mark at 75. We could be right at support right now. Buy 2 at 12.25. We'll have to get our English cadre's input on the import to what's happened and what's going to happen next for the UK. Okay, crude oil was up a little bit. Tensions are mounting. Yesterday, the U.S. shot down a Syrian drone that was spying on them. So right right now, this is probably the cleanest break in the market, and we ought to expect a retest of the 46.50, 46.75, maybe as high as 47. We still haven't gotten stops below 45, so I think that's still possible. So 45 and a quarter, 45 even, buy one. And then buy two, 44.50, 44.75, buy two. On the sell side, 46, 46 and a quarter, sell one. 46.50, 46.75, sell two. OPEC tends to come out on Fridays and say something supportive. Didn't see any more news on the Qatar situation. But a blockade is an act of war. Just don't know if Qatar's in a position to do much about it other than acquiesce. But what has to happen, and we have to do it in the United States, what the United States needs to do is cut off funding. And you could do it dollar for dollar. Any dollar, anything that's given welfare to terrorist families, etc., can be taken away from our payments. And so the lifeblood of the Palestinian economy is contributions by countries around the world, and the United States is one of the biggest. And if you want to kill a terrorist or an insurrection, you go after the money men, the guys at logistics, the bullets, etc. And if you cut off the money, they're expensive to do, then you can generally contain and start to get it to go the other way. But I don't know if we have the political will to do that. Okay, 35 to 40 is resistance, so we'll do 38 to 40, sell one. 44, 46, sell two. On the buy side, part of the euphoria in the stock market, or part of the buying, could be we'll put a question mark at 35 right here. We have to get through that. It could be that what happened yesterday in Washington, D.C. with the Comey testimony. All the stuff about Russia and all the stuff about crimes by Trump and the rest of them seems to be just a fable, made up fiction, and so we could have some, okay, we're back on track now. Now maybe we'll see the tax program and some more cuts to rules and regulations. Buy one, 26 to 28. Buy two, 20 to 22. No news to affect the trading. So a lot of it is, can we get stops above yesterday's high at 36? I think it's 36.75, and I think we're positioned to do that. So we'll play for it. So first sell is 38 to 40. I'm guessing we're still in a trading range. And we'll see if that's true. The thing that might mean that we could get higher prices today is what happened in D.C. yesterday with Comey and Trump. Maybe Trump's programs are back on track. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I am going to get busy on that, and I'll be back with you as soon as possible.